And now, the conclusion.
Ugh, that was bad. 7.
Okay. And Heather, what do you want to do?
I was thinking I wanted to, like, look about, also on the outside, actually, about the runabout. See if there's anything looks suspicious around it. Not necessarily footprints, but...
Sure. You go ahead and give me a search check, too. I know you don't have a bonus in that, but...
I don't. 15.
Okay. So, Dani, you got an 11, right?
Yes, I did.
You can tell, that's not a failure, but you can tell that the warp drives obviously will not work. They're the whole reason the crash happened, but you can also tell that the impulse drive is jacked. There's no power, and you also know that you have a good feeling it won't survive takeoff, even if as it stands right now. You know it needs major repairs. You're just not sure how long those repairs would take.
How about the oldie self-destruct?
There's no power.
No power.
So, yeah. So, can't do the old self-destruct trick. Deanna, you got a 7?
Yeah.
Just kind of looking around. You find a lot of cool plants that you haven't seen before, and those are actually very exciting to you, but they don't tell you about the immediate situation.
Right.
Heather, you what did you roll?
15.
15, yes. You actually find plenty of tracks around the runabout. You find human tracks or humanoid tracks, and you find hooved tracks. And the hoofs do definitely look bipedal, right? They're not deer that walk on 4 legs. They're deer that walk. Everyone involved is bipedal. So you see only a few human tracks and a lot of hoofed tracks.
Hooves.
I would like to also try to see if I can access logs, get some kind of auxiliary power, boost it up just to get access to logs, see what happened.
If you had a stronger energy source, you could probably get the main computer up running enough to get some logs off of it and some data. But right now with the equipment you brought, you don't really have a lot to power up the main systems.
Are you sure I can't finagle my
sure let's
my
see,
tricorder, because they are always doing that shit on next gen.
Give me another computer use roll.
Come on, baby. Ugh, worse than before.
Yeah, you need something with more juice to get even the emergency systems up and running. You know, if you got a whole team down here, you could probably get it back up and running, but then again, you'd have a whole team down here. Go ahead, sure. Deanna.
Can I check the local flora for any capabilities in producing something that could become power?
Sure.
Can she start a fire with anything?
You have, let's see, that would be, do you have craft?
I have, chemical. That's what I'm looking at.
Give me craft chemical.
Okay. 16.
You know that with enough time, you could probably jury-rig some real Survivor Man bullshit. But at the same time, it might be worth you'd be better off going back up to this ship and getting something to to boost the power.
Yeah.
So that brings a good question. The next thing that a TNG away team would do would be to call back up to command and tell them what we found down here so far.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So should we see what Captain Takov wants us to do with what we've got.
Yep.
Takov says, that's all very, 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 very good. That's very... That's excellent information, Lieutenant. I'm glad that you could confirm that the runabout definitely crash-landed and needs to be scuttled. But as far as getting information off of it, I think that's less important than it is getting rid of it at this point. Especially before any of you are seen by the primitive species that inhabits this planet.
Is the Komodo able to fucking blast it from orbit? I guess that kind of blows our cover, don't it?
That would make quite...
And
can they beam it up? It's just
I was going to say, we're definitely not able to transport anything of the sort.
Well, our cargo teleporters could...
I'm sorry, Captain, just to interject here. Is it possible to transport smaller pieces of the runabout, since it's kind of in pieces already, and it's really not useful anymore? I have been pretty thoroughly trained in demolition. I can try and take it apart as to make it easier to transport back to the ship and off of the planet.
I think if we're able to break the shuttle up into smaller pieces, we may be able to get the cargo teleporter to teleport it up onto the ship into one of the cargo bays. I'm not sure how long that will take with you. Of course, we need to be faster rather than slower in this proceeding, but if you feel that that is the best way to get rid of the evidence, then I'm on board with you, Lieutenant.
I can't really think of another way to get rid of the evidence. Can anybody?
No.
That's not blast it from orbit, which would be pretty damning.
Yeah. I mean, if whatever pieces there are, what are these sort of...
send down a crew to start doing that while we fuck with the survivors?
Takov is really hesitant to send down more people to the planet.
Oh, fair play.
The more people on the planet, the higher the risk for exposing the Huth.
Indeed.
To advanced species.
Okay. As a question to our game master here, would you rather us not split up? I assume it's a lot easier to tell the story if we're not in separate places.
I mean, rule number 1 is really never split the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure that's not like the secret behind this.
Sure, no. If you split up, we could work around it, but...
Yeah, no. Okay.
We definitely generally follow the don't split the party rule.
Yeah.
Unless it narratively makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me confer with my crew. Let's just say thanks to Kav. You've been so helpful.
Thanks, Captain.
Peace out. We'll get back to you with a report shortly. And then I want to confer with my crew.
Yes.
About...
She does beam down to you a bunch of equipment that will help you break down the runabout.
Okay. Loxus went into the forest and took a piss.
Micturated.
So, I'm going to fill
Why
her
don't
in
we
real
catch
quick
her up in this confer?
Where we're going to do a little bit of demolition and sort of take smaller pieces and transport them back to the ship to get it off the planet.
Well, as far as the Prime Directive is concerned, we have 2 priorities right now. We have getting rid of this technology so that there is no way that the...
Lux, were you peeing in the forest?
I was peeing in the forest.
Give me a listen check while you were peeing.
10.
You hear the sound of approaching footsteps. You're not quite sure how many and how quickly, but you know that you have approximately 1 minute before they arrive.
Fuck.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let everybody know that we got incoming.
I mean, fucking damage is done, right? Fuck the Prime Directive. Let's get our people.
Wow, that was quick.
Let's shoot this thing from orbit. Like, I'm sorry, but they obviously already know we're here. The quicker we get extracted, the quicker they can pretend it was something that didn't happen or put, incorporate it into their lore. Like, our doctor sucks. He can't beam them up and wipe their memories.
We don't know who's coming. It could be people. Could be hooves.
It's the Hooth. It's got to be the Hooth, okay? It's not our guys. Our guys suck.
It's gotta be the hooves.
we can go meet them. Here's the thing, though. I'm telepathic, yeah?
Yeah, you are.
Why don't I use some of that shit?
She got a whole minute.
Okay, I want to figure out who's coming and what they're thinking.
You don't really have, like, read thoughts or empathy in your powers. But I will say roll at the very bottom of your skill list, there is a Psycraft check.
Okay.
You have a +3. Roll that.
God damn it, I fucking suck at rolling.
What'd you roll?
It's 8.
So, you reach out mentally to these approaching whatever. And you feel like, you're not having a great day, maybe. But one thing you do know is that it's not Ensign Davis or the other 2 lieutenants. You have a feeling you would know quickly if it was a Starfleet, and you don't get the feeling that it's Starfleet.
Yeah, I assume the, I don't know, brain patterns of an advanced race versus a not so advanced race are pretty obvious.
Is there any place to hide?
You could. I mean, there's plenty of it's thick cover, right? It's very much a lush rainforest, so you could try to hide.
We could also pop inside the runabout and get behind a door.
I would suspect that if they're not coming here specifically to look in the runabout, they're going to come across the runabout and probably inspect it. So I'd rather not be in the runabout.
Right. Yeah, I think we should hide away from
Let's
it.
climb a tree.
Well,
Yep.
But while we can still see what's up.
Yeah. Climb a tree, get inside a
Climb
large
a
bush.
tree.
Yeah, can we climb trees?
Climb a tree.
Yeah, let's. You can climb a tree or jump in a bush. Let's see.
I'd like to climb a tree.
I think
Everyone
up a tree is
roll
good
me-
if they're hooved.
Yeah, that's true.
Indeed. That's true. Everyone roll me a hide check. And now I get to roll something too.
Finally.
Okay, so what did everyone get?
18.
Lieutenant, yep.
Sorry.
That's okay.
18.
18.
Lieutenant Poza got a 17.
And Lox,
I got 11.
you all beat the 4 that I rolled.
Woo!
You all successfully hide up a tree or in a bush or wherever it is you go. And you actually, you watch about 5 of these bipedal deer creatures. They're very beautiful, actually. You've not ever seen a species like this before. Very, very graceful, right? They walk in. They look around the runabout. They kind of look around the clearing. And they mill about. And after about 5 minutes, they just turn around and start to leave again.
They don't walk away with anything?
Nope.
They didn't go in.
Okay.
You actually can understand what they're saying.
Thanks, Universal Translator.
Yep, picks up on their language and says, I thought there was something here. No, we must have been wrong. Of course, why would anything be here? No, we've already found the 3 people, the 3 creatures that came with this craft. There's nothing else here. We need to go back to the village.
Can I sense motive?
Yeah.
All right. 18 for a total of 20.
Ooh.
So, you feel that their motive was very investigatory, right? They thought, for whatever reason,
That we were milling about.
That something was milling about, whether it was a wild animal, maybe something else, right? They felt that there was something they needed to check. There's not really any aggression in them, especially. More just investigation.
So are we clear?
Yes,
they've gone.
They walk back. Yep, and you're clear.
Okay. Conference.
Yep.
Away team.
Yep.
We're so fucking close.
We probably should get our people first. Yeah?
I mean, they obviously have seen the motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they've seen the runabout. They know we're here.
people,
They know
yeah.
someone outside of their own race exists.
Yeah.
It's not like we
Prime
can
directive
continue
damage
to
is
sneak
done.
around.
Yeah. I mean, we certainly don't want to pollute it anymore, but the Prime Directive has already sort of gone out the window. I mean,
Great.
I don't want to just, like, walk shoulder to shoulder into their village and be like, hey, fuckers. But, yeah, like, we're not...
Well, agree.
Agreed.
There's not super reason to be...
But I think that means the runabout is kind of not a big deal.
Yeah, no, I agree.
We don't want to leave it for them to study further, of course, but I think we should focus on getting our people out ASAP getting rid of this runabout.
Yeah.
Let's follow them quietly.
Sure, roll me another stealth check, everyone.
I see move silently.
Yes, it would be move silently. I'm sorry.
I got a 6.
Silently.
I tripped. I'm
Ooh.
sorry.
I got a 17.
I rolled a crit 1.
Deanna tripped into me.
Yeah.
I just go, tromp, 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 tromp.
What'd you get, Dani?
A 6.
Well,
Lieutenant Posa tripped onto me.
Agug, you move very silently, which would be really great if everyone else in your party was also moving silently. But they don't. They thrash around in the brush, apparently, a whole bunch, like first-year cadets. And
I just turn around and look at them like, what the fuck?
And as she turns around and looks at you, suddenly the 5 Huth suddenly reappear, coming back toward you. And they break into the sort of area of the forest that you're in and lock eyes with you. They raise their weapons. One of them has a spear, another one has a knife, and they sort of brandish their weapons at you, not necessarily overtly aggressively, but definitely in a manner of what the hell's going on here.
I'll throw an intimidate down.
I don't have any diplomacy.
Roll me a behavioral science.
There you go.
Can I
No,
interrupt
seriously.
really quick?
Yeah.
I just hear a lot of chewing, and I don't know how much your guys' snowball is picking up of that chewing. But maybe you want to stop chewing when one of you is talking.
We've moved the chips.
Okay.
Okay. That's a better roll. What did I choose to do? 18 total.
You recall... You start mentally recalling your course you took in the Prime Directive very clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells you not to talk to these creatures.
Okay. Is the sort of like hands up an actual universal sign of, hey, we're cool, be cool?
No, not necessarily, but you don't know what it is with these people.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna say anything then, and I try and mumble. I assume we're near each other, the three of us. I try and mumble, don't say anything.
I
What?
feel like that would be my first instinct also, is to not say anything.
Okay.
That wouldn't be mine, but I'll roll
It's
with
not
it.
Klingon. But maybe you could take like a hint from us too.
No.
I do put my hands like, just show them my
Begrudgingly.
hands, like not up, but like show them that I'm not holding anything.
So the three of you aren't overtly aggressive, and one of the Huth steps forward and says, "Oh, you are from the sky, like Davis, one of your friends who stays in our village. We will take you to him." And they put their weapons away and start to motion for you to follow them.
I'm going.
Yep.
Fucking Davis. I follow.
All right, so you follow the Huth back to the village in a northwestern direction. It's about a collection of a dozen huts. There's a pen for livestock. What kind of livestock do you think they keep?
It's like lizards.
And like, yeah,
Well, they're herbivorous, aren't they? Or they're omnivorous?
yeah, they're herbivores. So why do they have livestock?
Plowing animals.
Probably like for...
Yeah, there you
Plow-
go.
to
Plowing
plow.
animals.
Other
Yeah.
hooved beasts. Well, I don't know.
There you go. Yeah,
Birds.
and then yeah,
Big
and
birds.
I think it
Maybe
just
they-
giant.
Maybe they get some like
ostrich.
serum from their back or
They
something
ride
and
them.
that like use
Medicinal.
that for some reason.
Ooh, yeah. Ostrich oil. Mm.
You also notice that they have irrigated fields, which doesn't jive with your previous research on their societies.
Right.
Maybe they're a little more modern.
The village is alive with activity. A nearby stream has been dammed up and is being used to move out as a water wheel. The sound of metal ringing against metal emanates from one of the huts, and smoke curls up from its chimney. Several Huth you now notice carry metal tools, hoes and shovels as they move around the village. Deanna, with your previous role you did, basically your anthropological role,
Yeah.
you know that this is beyond the capabilities of an early Stone Age culture.
Right.
And more shockingly, you see a human drawing schematics in the dirt, explaining something animatedly to a group of Huth. What do you want to do?
Fucking Davis.
Fucking Davis.
I mean, I think we need to make contact with Davis ASAP.
Yeah. We
Let's
need
go find
to.
that humanoid.
I mean, not try and not be aggressive in any sense, but we
What?
need to go to
Well, somebody
him.
else should go in front of me then.
We need to
I'll
go
go
directly
first.
to him.
I'm walking
and-
straight to Davis, nudging that motherfucker, and we're gonna have a little powwow.
Yeah.
He stands straight up, and the look in his eyes immediately is panic.
Uh-huh.
He looks at the three of you, and Dani, roll me another Psycraft roll.
All right. It
This is
is
trying to be God on
20.
this planet.
You sense panic, sheer panic and guilt just emanating from him like crazy.
this little shit knows what he's done.
Yep. He holds his hands up and he says, he starts sputtering almost incoherently. He's so nervous. And he says,
Oh my god, I didn't think anyone would ever find me here. I thought I was just gonna live here for the rest of my life. Or what?
and he just starts stammering.
We need
Now.
to. We need to take him to somewhere else, away from the Huth. Like into one of the huts or something, and just be like, "We're just gonna converse."
So I think we'll be like, identify him as Davis and be like, we need to talk and take him away.
Why don't you show us your new fancy new digs?
He looks around nervously, but he realizes that he's not going to put off this conversation and jerks his head toward one of the huts and leads the way.
There we go.
As you get into the hut, he tells you,
Well, okay, hold on. Before you freak out on me. A runabout crashed on this planet after a warp coil spun us into the planet's gravity well. I was the only one that survived. The Huth, they cremated him. I guess they did. I mean, that's what they told me. I've seen the ashes, but I was out. Like I was passed out, and when I woke up, they had tended to my wounds and nursed me back to health. Look, I didn't think anyone was ever going to find me. And I know I broke the Prime Directive. but you don't understand what it's like here. This tribe, all of these tribes, they're constantly warring for resources. There's only so much, they're not advanced, so there's only so much food material that's available to them because they don't know the more advanced techniques to get the resources out of the land.
Davis.
I just thought...
Davis.
Yes.
When
yes.
you crashed here, what was this civilization like?
Stone Age.
So you taught them irrigation.
Yeah, you taught them the tools and the irrigation. And I understand what you're saying, but you don't actually understand what you did. You had no right to do what you've done. You didn't help them.
I understand what I did. I mean, I did. I really helped them because now they stand a chance. And when the tribes come in to like attack them, they actually stand a chance. They have weapons that the other tribes don't have.
Davis.
Look, they saved me. I couldn't just let
Davis,
them die.
That's not important now. We need to get you out of here. We need to minimize the damage. You cannot help these people in any way further. You've done too much already.
I already broke the Prime Directive. Like,
you can't stay here.
Can't
Why
I?
would you
Can't I?
want to stay here?
It's better than going back and being just kicked out of Starfleet.
You know they're not going to let you stay here.
Can't I just also be dead? Can't you just tell them I'm dead?
We already detected humanoid life signs while we were on our ship. They know you're not dead. You're coming back with us. And then I grab his freaking shoulder and I say, to beam up.
And as you do that, he pulls out his phaser and a Huth walks into the hut.
Shit.
Shit.
He says,
If you beam up right now, that'll break the Prime Directive.
You've already broken it, you twerp.
and
Right.
as you say that, the Huth that walks in the hut starts waving its arms wildly and looks panicked and starts pointing outside the hut and says, "They're here! They're attacking right now! Please help us!" And you can hear from outside the sound of a battle beginning. I'll let you decide what you want to do before I make you roll initiative.
Okay, we cannot help them battle. We
My
can't do
first
that.
thought is that we're not gonna fight.
Oh,
We're gonna say okay and let the Huth leave, and then we're gonna transport back up to the
I
ship.
really need to try to, or security chief or someone needs to try to knock out what's his butt, and we need to fucking transport out of here. Let's imagine the fucking Enterprise crew in this situation. We're not gonna pick up arms to help this primitive
double
culture.
punch to the neck. Double punch to the neck.
what?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to incapacitate Davis.
Oh, you mean
Secured
Well,
the
I mean,
Klingons
he's
to
pointing
do
a
that.
phaser at me, so maybe not me.
Oh,
Maybe I use
yeah,
my
yeah,
psi
yeah.
powers to try to fucking signal you.
Yeah, obviously. Yes, obviously. The Klingon can help.
And by my psi powers, I mean I give you a stern look.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
So Dani, yeah, you can actually with your we don't need to do the whole mechanics, but with your lesser mind link, you can definitely reach out and touch Lox's mind and basically tell her what you want to tell her.
Yeah, I do that.
Reach out and touch me.
I do that.
Yeah, you do.
Let me insert that into your mind.
That's
So Loxus does
right.
what?
Oh, yeah. I wanna obviously either kick the phaser out of his hand or incapacitate him in some
I think
direct
that's
way.
what we're aiming for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, well, specifically, what do you do?
Yeah, which one do you want to do? They're both good. You could just punch him, or you could punch his hand. I mean, like, yeah.
I want to kick
Do you
his
want to?
hand.
You want to try to get the phaser out of his
I
hand?
want to kick his hand. Yeah, I want to sidekick. I want to sidekick his hand with the phaser in it. Whatcha! And then
Yeah, fuck yeah.
and then grab him by the neck. Give him
Yeah.
a noogie.
And I
Yeah.
like also dodge when she's doing this, so that if he does like press the button on the phaser, it does not hit me.
All right, Heather, give me a strength roll,
Okay.
and you have a modifier of +2. So whatever it is you roll, +2.
Oof. 5.
Oh.
Let's see, what did Davis roll?
Not a good one.
It's gonna be an well, he'll do a opposed dexterity check to try to dodge out of the way. Let me find his blurb here. Where's Davis?
I'm
There he
sorry,
is.
I thought it was the Hooth that had the phaser.
No, Davis has the phaser.
Davis,
the Hoof
okay.
walked in.
So
the Hoof
They're just
walked in.
looking.
Yeah.
but do we maybe need to keep them from running outside and screaming at everybody?
They're already being
They're
attacked.
in the middle of a
I don't think
battle. They're
it's
kind of
enough-
distracted.
Okay, okay.
What did you roll, Heather?
A 5.
Okay. He
15.
also rolled a 5,
Oh.
which means you definitely kicked him in the hand,
Yeah.
except he held on to the phaser, but he's not shooting it yet. So I want everyone to roll initiative.
Okay. 14.
Initiative. Any initiative?
Plus, is that plus your modifier?
Oh, what's my modifier?
You might not have one.
Where is
Where would
it?
I see it?
It's in the middle of the sheet.
It's over initiative?
Defense.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm looking at the
mine's
wrong
0.
thing. Yeah, it's
So
in the very center.
I don't have one. Lieutenant
Okay, so what?
Lieutenant Shakel rolls a 14.
Okay,
Pozo rolls an 8.
An 11.
okay, an 11,
Yes.
and Davis rolls. Okay, Dani, Shakel, Lieutenant Shakel, you go first. What are you gonna do?
Okay, so don't I have a psi power where I can move some shit with my mind?
Yes, let's see what that psi power is. You have
It's like far hand.
far hand. You can lift and move an object at a will for a distance. It can move the object 15 feet in any direction.
I want his phaser in my hand.
Okay, so I want you to roll me a d20 and add your Constitution modifier.
17.
He only rolled a 9. So yes, you rip the phaser out of his hand with your mind, and he fumbles to try to keep it in his hand, but he is not able to. I think between Locke's kicking his hand and probably fumbling his grasp a little bit, and honestly, probably scaring the shit out of him, filling his pants, and your mind powers just rips it out of his hand while he's not paying attention, and you send the. Do you want it to bring it to you, or you want to send it across the room?
No, I want to bring it to me.
Okay, so it flies into your hand, and now you have a phaser. Heather, Lux, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna grab that motherfucker by the neck.
You got him by the neck. We'll do that as give me a strength check. That's I'm sure
16.
you're gonna beat him. Yeah, I should not even bother rolling for him. Yeah, he rolled a 2. You definitely you want to be like grappling him in sort of a neck hold, or
Yeah, kind of like kind of like a sleeper lock.
Yeah.
Okay. So you definitely got him around. You got your arm around his neck. He is unable to move, and he looks scared as hell. Like he's just an ensign. His eyes reveal that he's made a lot of bad decisions recently.
Not the least of which was shitting his pants just now.
Lieutenant Poza, you're up. Is there anything you want to do?
You know, my thought just now was I want to, like, usher...
Oh,
I'm just
hold on.
concerned about this. What?
Actually, I take that back. The Huth that was in the hut goes
Yeah.
before you. They take a look at what's going on. They took a look at what's going on outside. They run the fuck outside.
Okay.
Because whatever is going on in here is not as important as fighting off the Huth outside. So they are gone from the hut.
Good to know. Okay. I still would like to poke my own head outside and see what the fuck is going on, because this is a new alien civilization, and I'm like, you guys got this fucker under control. I want to see what these hooved beasts are doing.
Sure. There are, I would say, about 20 opposing Huth attacking this village. Everyone in the village that you're in has taken up arms, including children and the elderly, to try to fend off the raiders. The raiders have wooden clubs, stone weapons, not anything too fancy. The Huth in this village have metal knives. They got their pitchforks, they got their hoes. I mean, they're definitely superior equipped, but what the other tribe lacks in weapons, they have definitely sent in more strong, healthy males than and the sexual dimorphism, the men are bigger deers than the lady deers. They got the bigger antlers, they got the racks.
Okay.
Yeah. There are more strong male Huth that are attacking than there are defending. So you stuck your head out. That's your movement. Is there anything else you want to do?
My brain's just working. I don't know. I kind of want to punch Davis in the face and then get back to the ship.
Well, you've kind of moved away from Davis, so you can't punch him right now.
Right,
But if you want to, there's really not much you can do other than look. Unless you want to pull out your phaser and start shooting through the window. That's something you could do.
Yeah. I've taken my look.
That would be a weird action for a Starfleet officer.
Pew, pew. I've taken my look. I've gotten my eye full. I'm gonna pop back inside and check on everybody else.
Okay.
Am I next? I assume Davis can't really go at this point.
And Davis, oh yeah, Davis is up next, and this is what he does. He croaks out with his neck, and he's in a neck hold. He says, "Please save them!"
No!
Nah, bro.
Nah,
I'm next.
No, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking Shakel to Komodo. We have Davis for to beam up.
I don't know why Scotty all of a sudden. Yes, ma'am. The
French.
Transporter Chief Mackenzie is French.
No, that's the doctor's name. Everybody can't be Mackenzie.
Oh wait, the doctor's name is Mackenzie. Okay,
McKinley.
This
officer's McKinley.
There you go.
Chief Operator McKinley. Oh yeah. Chief Transporter McKinley says, "Wee wee," and you feel the transporter beam lock onto you, and within instants, you're back in the transporter room, back aboard the USS Komodo, with Davis in a neck lock.
Can I punch
let
her?
it go.
We need to probably get back down to the runabout and get that bits out of here and see what we can do to salvage this.
As you're sort of milling about, not quite sure what to do, kind of discussing what you need to do about the runabout, Takov walks purposefully in and looks at all of you and says, "Oh, I expect a full report. I see you've gotten Davis. What about the other two?"
They're dead, ma'am.
And what about the runabout?
Still on the surface, inoperable. Unless we get a bigger power source, we need to get rid of it.
Did the Huth see you?
Yes.
Absolutely.
She purses her lips. She says, "Well, was the Prime Directive already compromised?"
Yes.
Big time.
And Davis looks real shitty at the moment. Worse could have happened, I suppose. I was speaking with our chief engineer, and he mentioned that we could probably scuttle the roundabout with deconstructing nanites. I can probably send him down. He can put a vessel of the deconstructing nanites in there. It'll eat up the hull and the electronics, and then it'll be done. We don't even need to watch it happen. It'll just disappear. So, I guess, good work on salvaging, making the most out of a terrible situation.
Captain, this society has been thoroughly altered by Davis here He claims to understand what he's done, but he's made this society unlike anything on the rest of the planet, and he begged us to try and to let him stay, to continue to aid this tribe. And we are, well, I personally am very confounded as to what is supposed to happen with the creatures on the planet's surface.
Well, she touches her communicator to security to the transporter room number 1, please. And quickly enough, two security guards come, and she motions to Davis, and they pick him up kind of out of his puddle and take him away. And she looks at the rest of you and says, well, we can't undo the damage that's done. We can only prevent further damage from happening. Davis will be taken care of per Starfleet regulations, but I don't think there's anything more we can do. I think the best course of action is to move away from this planet and let happen what's going to happen.
Understood, Captain.
So, with that, she dismisses you.
I could use a drink, girls.
Yeah, you want to go to, what would it be? Probably like 11 forward. That's not as big of a ship, right?
We'll go have a drink, and then we'll go to a hollow suite and punch some shit. That's what I want to do.
I don't think this ship has any hollow.
Sorry.
Like
Are
a
you gonna
gym
really
with a punching bag or something?
You're really gonna limit our adventures in that way? No holodeck technology?
I'll tell you, they have one holodeck, and it's always booked.
How are we gonna have
And it
1920s adventure?
It's always gross.
It's not big, but if you want to put in a request for some holodeck time, I recommend you do it now.
I'm gonna go ahead and put in a request for some holodeck time.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the books right now. 3 for the holodeck, please. By then we'll be good enough friends we'll want to go together.
Yep, exactly. By then there'll be an adventure waiting for you on the holodeck, I'm sure.
For sure.
Oh, boy.
So, I mean, good job not... Danny's first instinct was to really just fuck it and super violate the Prime Directive.
I'm sorry, but it's clear it was already violated.
But you didn't engage in battle. You didn't violate it further. You know, you didn't beam it. You didn't plow it from space.
We wanted.
I did want to plow it from space, though. That probably would have been best.
I think, despite your first inclination, you held pretty true to the Prime Directive.
Thanks.
Tried.
DM.
Yeah. Well.
Q. Are you a Q, DM?
Yeah, I don't know. Am I?
You should be. Omnipotence.
That was one of my high school nicknames. Not
Q. Really?
How
Heather says,
cool I was or anything.
That was my
rude.
idea for a campaign, was the Q thing, so don't steal it from me yet. until I seriously give it up.
DM, our DM is a Q because she's
Well, I mean,
omnipotent.
basically,
she
yeah.
can make anything
It's true.
happen, right?
It's
That's
true.
what a DM is.
Well, I'm not going to shit on your rolls. I mean, when you roll a 23, I can't be like, oops, no, you didn't.
True.
Just kind of spin my
You're
hand
like
and
a
make
nice
it a 1.
Q.
Yeah.
You're not like Q.
I'm like one of the regular Qs who live in the most abysmal, boring life in the world. Well, I think we did it. I think we successfully saved something. You did it. You saved a planet from a shitty ensign.
Yeah.
And
We saved Starfleet from Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He took
No
the class
fooling.
twice, the ignoramus.
I think our next hopefully our next game will have some more phaser fights in battle, but that one I just wanted to get you kind of used to the skill sets and the character sheets and
Sure.
the atmosphere. So
Yeah, I need
sorry
to do.
there was.
I need to do a little more technobabble studying, I think, to feel
I
more
agree.
comfortable.
I need to have some
Chrono-
more words.
Chrono...
No, that's time travel.
Chronotron particles or whatever. More of those.
Chronoton particles means we're definitely traveling to 1990. So I don't think we should probably fuck with them.
New York City, 1972.
Nobody ever means to fuck with them. It
It's
just
true.
happens.
It's true.
Apparently, they just gather on the hull through like regular transporter or like warp speed.
Warping, yeah.
So I don't know why everybody's not constantly in the 1990s, but
Well, maybe they are. They
1997.
just haven't made shows about them.
Yeah,
True.
there you go. Can I say
Yeah.
something?
Yes.
It is super weird to be like, I'm talking to my friends, but I feel like I'm talking to more people than that. I'm super excited. I really appreciate you going, doing all this work for us, Susie. Because I just really like, this is only technically the second campaign of any sort of RPG I've ever played.
This was your idea.
I know,
Wasn't
it was.
it? This was your
Well,
idea, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know how to DM, so
I
I'm
do
thankful
appreciate
that
Susie
you...
being our Q.
Yes,
I am
yes.
really rusty right now. I haven't DM'd anything for over a year, so please also bear with me, right?
Yeah, no. Well,
It's a skill.
fuck if I know what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
But yeah,
Besides
I'm
being a potential podcast, this is also a fun time for friends
Yeah.
to have fun. The
Yeah.
main thing that we're doing here is playing fucking D&D, but it's
Yeah.
getting
Hell yeah.
recorded as well. But D&D and or whatever skill set we're using for reals, but just
Yeah.
some nice, sweet role playing. Also Star
Good
Trek.
old-fashioned role playing.
We love role play.
yeah, me too.
I want next session I'll try to get more punching and kicking and licking in.
Oh
Yeah.
Licking.
Thank
We didn't
you.
get a lot of Heather's wheelhouse this time, so I gotta get some in
And we
Heather's
need
wheelhouse.
some more interpersonal conflicts, I think. Like,
Yeah.
We can really
I'm trying. That's what I
fuck
mean.
our
I've
way out
got
of things.
yeah.
Ah! That's what I'm talking about. It's my kind of game.